A local business is selling antiques upstairs, but underneath is a forgotten bar full of history.
Yeah, really cool. Cody's Caravan live in Marysville this morning, checking it all out. Hey, Codes.
Good morning to you guys. I love this so much, Stuart. This is amazing. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back in time. You were looking at this building, and you're like, "Oh, I want to do something here."
Needed a headquarters to start my business here in Marysville. And the owner of the building at the time, Neva Bright, said, "Oh, you've got to see the downstairs." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Brought me down these stairs. I did not want to go. I did not know who she was. I didn't know what was going on. And there was no power on. You have to realize, for 5 years, the place sat empty. And so there was no power. And until I got the power turned on, I didn't realize the murals. She wanted me to see them. I couldn't see them. I didn't know what was going on. And thank goodness, because during the negotiations, I said, you know what, I'm just not going to bother with the basement. And she's like, good, because I want it preserved and protected. And she wanted to make sure nothing happened to these murals. And then once the power was on, I realized what I had, and we had to renegotiate. And I bought the building from her, and it's called Neva's Place for a very good reason.
Yeah, that's so sweet that you did that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, right? It makes sense. But all of these murals were painted in the 1930s by a high school student by the name of Joe Waugh Jr., W-A-U-G-H. His dad was the manager of the King Inn. This was the famous King Inn in the 1930s. So all of this was done after Prohibition was over and bars could be open legally. They decorated it in a modern, for the 30s, with a modern dance floor in the terrazzo. Right here, you're standing on the star. I'm sure it has lots of significance. It looks like a lot of people kissed right here.
It does, doesn't it?
So this is the dance floor, and all of these murals are of faraway places that was captured in some song in the 1930s. And the guy who painted these never left Marysville. So this was all from his imagination or magazine articles or what have you, because obviously there was no television. And so, and you can see where the booths used to be. And the kids in the 1940s, the young people, I call them kids, they were obviously old enough to drink, signed their names on the walls over there. And some of the people are still alive that carved their names in the walls.
Oh, that's so great.
So this has a lot of great history for old family. You know, the Chinese community used to have their banquets down here as well. But in 1947, it all ended, and the Ong family opened the Lotus Inn, which was down the street. That's since been torn down, and I've spent a lot of money buying furniture from the old Lotus Inn to furnish the King Inn.
And not only did he do the murals, but he also painted these lovely beams.
Yes, my favorite one is this, which shows the pioneers coming across during the, you have to come and look at this, like, the wagon train, and that alone is worth the price of the building.
Look at that. You see it, John?
And, you know, there used to be haunted houses and things, so I'm forever removing plastic bags, I guess, and staples. But, yeah, no, this was just awesome.
So beautiful. Okay, we're going to keep exploring this area down here. It is rentable.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about that coming up. Isn't this cool, guys?
That is enormous. Cool. By the way, I think we need to get Stuart to do some voiceover work. He's got a great voice.
He does.
This is true. He's fairly busy. He's fairly busy, but we can talk him into it.
Maybe we'll give him some scripts and have him do it on the show today. Thank you, Code. Appreciate it.